Hello guys and welcome back. In our last episode we actually built this wonderful little quartz factory which is producing silica and crystal quartz for us. And the other thing that we did was send off the space elevator, which meant we could unlock oil processing. And we need to get on top of oil processing because despite this coal plant producing enough power for now, it's already starting to hit its max production. Here's our max consumption line. As you can see, there's not a huge difference here. So we need to unlock fuel to really give us the power infrastructure we need to progress in the game. But enough of that. Today we're going to be focusing all of our interest in the Spire Coast because that's where we're going to be building our first refinery. And if you remember rightly, in our last episode we ended up in this spot because it's surrounded by 2 pure oil nodes as well as 1 normal node and 2 impure. So that's the equivalent of 3 pure nodes of oil for us to play around with. And you can see we've already got started. I do very much want to try and integrate this into the terrain. I'm not sure how well we're going to be able to do this, but we're going to give it our best shot so that we have the wildlife showing and then the factory on top. Also, just so you know, the music that you're listening to right now is our very own copyright-free music. So if you're a content creator, feel free to check out our Spotify page and listen to the music and use it in your videos or your streams. The link is in the description below. We've made quite a bit of progress here. So the idea with this is that we have an elevator to the left and then all the items are taken up and down on the left-hand side, and then we have the actual factory just above with some big chunky supports, just like the one you see here. And the way that we've created this is we've covered the center pillar with some concrete walls. I'll just give you this as an example. And then on each of the corners we have these pillars. So we're just going to drag them down. And at this point, we're going to place a large one. Now if we grab one of these, we can't place it on top. So you may have noticed that this one is half built through. So what we're going to do for that is if we grab a pillar, just going to bring it up. Just going to bring it up halfway. Then we're going to grab this. Now this is going to allow us to build around the other metal. And it means that we also just end at the top beam there. After that, we're going to delete these 2, place 1 more down, and then cover that with 2 more. And then all you need to do is repeat it on the other side, like so. Up here you can see that we're going to have a line up through the middle for the resources, the oil, and then we've got all of this space. We might need a little bit more, all dedicated to the refineries. We're going to add more to the left and the right. Don't worry, I know it's not wide enough, but in terms of lengthways, this should be enough for us. What I've done now is actually, well, I've extended widthwise the amount of space that we're going to be using for the refineries. They will all be placed here. And then I wanted to end it on a little curve. So this is going all the way around. Now the problem with this is that if we, actually if I just grab one of these, place this just next to it. I mean, you can already see here, we've got this Z buffering. And I want to get rid of that. So what I'm going to do is grab a frame floor. And if we place another one beneath it, and then delete that, we're going to place our floor in this section, just clipping in. Oh dear, that was not the plan. Oh! Tell you what, it's a good job we get our health back in update 6. So this isn't going to work for us. So what I'm going to do here is grab these and we're going to place this just over. So now that we've got rid of that, And we're just going to continue this on for the whole of this area. And then just make sure that this looks all clean. And afterwards we'll check it. And this will be it. No, not the... I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting with the Blade Runners just how buffed your jumps are. Oh well. The important thing is the balcony is now done. We don't need to worry about that until we've actually finished the processing plant. But you can see to the right we have started on the walls. These are going to be the supporting pillars between all of the glass walling that we're going to use for the refinery setup. And you can see that we're using the cavity walls just on the top section so that we can manage all our cabling. Why I've done these weird like diagonal slopes, I don't know, because that's going to be a pain sorting out the roofing later on. But you can see how this is forming. It also looks like we're going to kind of slope downwards to the left of this, where the elevators are. I'm going to keep placing the walls and get a bit further along with this, and then we'll see what's happened, because I'm still trying to visualize this for myself at the moment. We're back. I still haven't done the left-hand wall, but I thought I'd show you what I was thinking about doing in the actual refinery area. And that is, we're going to place the refineries on these pillars, so to speak, and then bring the resources underneath them. The only problem with this, however, is that we have, I think, 22, and we need a total of 24. And I don't really have the space to expand it any further. So I think we're going to have 2 on the end. Hey. Well, this is coming along quite nicely. I do need to sort out the piping. I've realized that I've run them all the way to the end when actually the first outer pipes need to stop off halfway, and then the last one proceed to, the last 10 refineries or so. But you can kind of get an idea as to how the oil is going to feed into the refineries. They're just going to go directly across, and then all the resources will be brought back under the refinery through these little pillars that we've placed, plinths, I guess, and then all of the resources will be merged and sent along the bottom. Take, for example, here. So we have this refinery. It's going to feed the items down here, and this will head all the way across to there, and we'll see it nicely flowing along before merging and then being sent towards an elevator in this direction. There is one issue though, and that is trying to keep everything, protecting the environment and integrating it. We've actually had to do like a zigzag for the resource bus because I don't want to remove the tree. But the next thing that I need to do is bring some pipes up, I think. So here we have the 2 impure nodes and the normal oil node. These are all being merged together to take 300 crude oil all the way to our factory. And it's just occurred to me, what if we could create Factorio style pipes? Well, I'm pleased to say we can. All you need to do is grab a pipe support and then, a pipe floor hole, and then make sure the top exit is being used, and then you can drag this to this point and create an underground pipe. You can then delete this and rebuild these, say here. Let's grab our pipe again, and we can rinse and repeat this. Now, there are a few caveats with this, which I should mention before everyone jumps onto the bus and does it themselves. And the main one is that specifically in multiplayer at the moment, but sometimes in single player, these underground, or these pipe floor holes, I should say, can be quite buggy. So you have to make sure that you are receiving the liquids as you go along these, to make sure that everything is running as planned. But I'm going to be honest, I quite like the overall feel of how they look, the aesthetic. But you can see here that if you have enough space, then you can see the flowcharts of these, making sure that you're getting all of the liquids that you need. Anyway, I'm going to finish doing this on this side. You can see I've already done a little bit over there, and over there as well. And we're going to get all the oil up there, and then hopefully we can get started on wiring up those refineries. The roof is a mixture of the normal roofing, some concrete, and also the glass roofs and glass architectural panels. I'm liking how it is from the top down. I'm not liking so much the overall feel here. I think we're just missing the mark as to what I wanted to achieve with it so far, but we're going to keep running with it. Also, I just remembered that I hadn't shown you all of the oil, so this is how the oil gets up to the factory. Nicely snakes in between the pillars there and the foundations. The other thing that we need to do is build some kind of elevator out of here to take all of the resources down to the bottom, where they'll be transported either to the main storage area or to a new production facility. And another thing, if you're just wondering why the hotbar disappeared in the last few clips, that is because there's a resolution problem with OBS, and the system that I'm using keeps resetting in between film clips. So every now and then you may see that. That's just it's how it is at the moment. If I can find a solution, I will, but if not, we're going to have to just live with it, unfortunately. I do apologize for that. At this point, we have got all of the refineries running. Unfortunately, nothing's fully running because we can't get rid of the heavy oil residue at the moment. That will come in the next episode, I think, when we're doing the fuel refinery area. So all of this is just waiting to be sent down, and we're going to run this all the way along here, then around, and here, if I just pop through, is where we're going to have the elevator. In fact, it's just underneath here. So we're going to bring these across, along with the heavy oil residue, and they will go into another little building like so, and I'll probably decorate it a little bit as well. One thing that I hadn't thought about is that we're producing too many resources for the tier of conveyors that we have, so we're going to have to adjust that later on. I'm just going to fall down here now. I'm going to finish this. We'll probably have a glass window here. I think that would look really nice with this. Ooh. And then once all of this is done, I will show you the finished product. The other thing that I wanted to do, which I totally forgot mentioning, is to have like a walkway for us to walk above the pipelines up there. So I'll do that now. And here we are with the elevator. It's just very basic. Maybe we'll add a little bit of color later on. A lot of people have recently been saying, your builds are all white and gray and monochrome. I mean, it's like a film noir scene with all of my builds. And I think that's okay, but you guys want color, so perhaps I'll think about adding more color in the future. As for the rest of the build, we have the walkway above the whole area so that we can walk around it should we wish. And there's actually another walkway on the opposite side of these. You can only access it down there. And then if we go through here, I want to change this wiring a little. But that particular cable is temporary because it's connecting everything to this hypertube launcher, which is going to speed up our travel when we're trying to get back to our base. I think I didn't add an... Oh dear. Well, could have been worse. At least we landed softly. But we are going to leave it there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, please do drop a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe or join us over on Twitch immediately after this, because we will be streaming. Special thanks does go to our amazing supporters. Most notably, our Solar Eclipse Patreon Cerebral Tag, James Irwin, Firefless and Jerry 2, as well as our Lunars of the Calamity, Dixie Chris and Ben, as well as our Blood Moon of the day, which today is Dashlom. Until next time, as always, ciao for now.